Hello everyone and welcome back to Simply Blossoming Tarot. I'm Gigi and this is my channel. Welcome to Soul School. I want this like episode 4, so maybe I'm gonna start doing them by like numbering the episodes. Okay. This actually just came to me after ending the other one that I just put up, which is just focused on, even though it seems like everything is crumbling to nothing right now in the world, that still focus on your dreams. Don't give up on your dreams. And just know that no matter what season everybody else is in and everything that's going on outside of you, if you are in your blessing season, if you are in the season of abundance, that blessing has your name on it, and that's it, period, poo. Okay. And so a lot of us are sitting on things that Spirit has told us to move and to do, because we're so connected to world news. What's going on? This, that. Spirit is like, focus on what I told you to focus on, child. Okay. But anyway, speaking of child, Spirit has led me to talk about the inner child. Okay. Very interesting because I noticed that I was talking to my mom about, I was asking questions for like maybe 2 months, like just about my childhood, how I was in childhood, and I'm a person, my mom would say like, my mom would say that, Gia don't really remember much about her childhood, and it's because I was an air sign child. I was still in the ethers, just like how I kind of be, just in my own zone. And so, this is getting on my nerves. I'm sorry. I keep like fucking with it. But anyway, so I was very like an imaginative child, and I dressed very whimsical. Like, I would show up in like a princess dress, like on Sundays, where all the family would come together and stuff like that. I was always dancing. I was very outgoing as a child. I could sing as a child. I could still kind of hold a tune or whatever, but I only do that like around family. I do that around the house. Singing is very healing for me as well. I don't know. It just really is, and it's because I have a connection with music. My family has a connection with music. My uncle literally plays the guitar like Carlos Santana. I am not kidding. And I absolutely love Carlos Santana, okay? So I'm not going to be saying like, oh, this person knows how to play the guitar like Carlos Santana. There's like no Carlos Santana, but he grew up in the like that Woodstock era, Hendrix, all of that stuff. So he was into all of that. And then my grandfather played multiple guitars, but his favorite was the bass. And he told me like as a child, like, you need to be a bass player. And like I love the sound of guitars. And even on my grandmother's side, which is like Italian, I guess she's kind of more Italian. They were connected to music and things of that nature. But anyway, so that's how I was as a child. Just and I would tell people that I was a vegetarian, but I only ate chicken nuggets from McDonald's. Like, just like drama. Like, and it's funny because I have a Sagittarius rising. So I know in college I was in my Sagittarius energy, okay? But anyway, what else? As a child, I was listening to Sade, Mary J. Blige. I used to tell people my favorite singer was Barry White. I was like a damn 6-year-old trying to sing like Barry White, which is very odd because Barry White has like the deepest voice known to mankind. So you have like this little petite girl, singing Barry White with this deep voice. I was just a different child. My mom also said that as a child, her and my daddy would be like because they were noticing that I would pick up on energies, and I would start talking about things before it happens, and they be like, what the hell is this girl talking about, you know? And my mom would say, like, I was a little bitty baby. She said, like, I was like 2 years old. We were in Colorado, and I actually remember a snowstorm from 2 years old, okay, in Colorado. I remember the window and everything. My mom was like, you should not, like, a lot of people don't, like, remember that. We lived in Italy for a while. I remember Italy, and I was, I think, even smaller then, if I'm not mistaken. And so my mom was just like, you're not so... I remember the mountains in Italy. Like, we stayed kind of like in the mountainous area. And I remember that Italy, they probably still have this problem, but they had a major problem with, like, pickpockets. They were very... my mom has always been a very beautiful woman. They would, like, follow women, like, home. They were very just kind of like too much. Not too much, but there were just some things, right? And I also noticed that I remembered a lot of the things that were not so great about my childhood, but it's because I would be in my own la-la land, being that air sign child that I was, very imaginative, very creative, and, you know, in my head, and just zoned out. And then when something serious happens, or when something like brings me back down to earth, I'm like, okay, hold on, what's going on around me, you know? And so then I remember that. But I've actually started to remember things that, you know, were more pleasant or whatever. But anyway, let me see. Oh, yeah. And then my mom was saying that I would feel my dad's energy. He's a Cancer. I would feel my dad's energy before he would even make it home. And, like, I would be in front of the door like, dad, or whatever. And my mom was like, your daddy ain't here, girl. And then, like maybe 5 minutes later, he comes in. And then my mom was like, she did it again. Like, you know. So that's that. But anyway, I was very sensitive as a child. You know, black family, black kids get whippings, you know. But I did not get a lot of whoopings because I was so sensitive, okay? I think I got a whooping from my dad maybe one time in my life. And it was for something that my older brother had lied about doing. So he was like, okay, well, everybody is going to get a spanking. So, and me being the inquisitive child, I pointed out the issue, which I brought to my daddy's attention, and I ended up getting my ass whooped. So, you know, I was like, maybe I shouldn't have done that. But anyway, yeah, so just I was speaking to my mom about childhood, and for like 2 to 3 months, y'all, and I kind of just was just asking, and I was just like it was almost like I was unlocking parts of myself again that, you know, as I have grown and matured, went to high school, college, you know, adult, whatever, things you just start locking away, I guess, and compartmentalize. And of course, I'm an Aquarius, I can compartmentalize emotions, okay? So, but I noticed that when my family, we, for a long time, we were not affected by death. Like, everybody, I had both grandparents on both sides. You know, all of my cousins were alive. All of my siblings were alive. Like, it was, you know, it was just regular. And so I would see other friends like, oh, you know, my granddad, or oh, my da-da-da. And I was like, man, you know, dang, I feel sorry for those people, you know. And then around 2012, like 2011, is when stuff just, it's like that death energy came around. So my very close, he was like a brother from another mother. He passed. We came from his funeral. No, my grandmother passed. We came back from her funeral, still like in the funeral clothes, still in my black dress. I found out that my the guy that I'm telling you about, who's like a brother from another mother, he passed. And then in 2012, my older brother passed. And then just recently, 2019, 2018, child, I can't keep up. That's what I'm saying. My grandfather passed, then my aunt passed, and she was battling cancer, and we just thought that she was gonna get over it because she had gone into remission, I think, like 2 times before, and we don't know, like, she just went down. Then after that, my grandmother passed, and that was very interesting because when my grandmother passed, she was living with us. Well, she passed, like, you know, in underneath hospital care, like she wasn't in the house. Now, when my grandfather passed, he was in the house, so that was another thing I experienced, like literally the passing of somebody. And so, but I have a different understanding of death. My grandfather probably sitting here right now, you know, like my brother probably sitting here right now, my granny, my aunt, they probably all sitting in here, you know, because the thing is, like, I know when their energy is around. So I have a more evolved outlook on death, to where I'm not, like, you know, like hanging on to it or like living in the past and, you know, stuff like that. And I just looked up and saw 1111. Okay, so we already know the angels here. We already know the ancestors here. So, but that's that. And so with all of that loss and whatever trauma, because my parents got divorced, but I'm Aquarius child, so I really didn't. I was like, okay, well, this is a new normal now, so I just kind of got with it, you know. But as you get older, you just start shutting down parts of the inner child. And within these last 3 months, and I'm going to tell you what was a very big indicator for me. Okay, so within these last 3 months, I was asking questions about myself, like getting to know myself, like out loud. And so, and my mom was, you know, telling me everything and all of that. And that was just, it was kind of similar to the way when I found out what exact time I was born. We were just kind of like looking around, or my mama was looking around for something, and she came up on my birth pictures as a baby, and it says da da da. I'm not going to tell you my time because I don't know. It's, you know, pretty much wrote out the time, the specific time that I was born, the date and everything, and then it was the newborn picture. So it's just almost like I'm getting to know myself, and I'm like unraveling things, like peeling back the layers of onions, you know. Maybe I shouldn't have said onions, but anyway, whatever. But anyway, so the number one I guess thing that I've noticed within myself, I've worn black for years. Okay, I've worn black for years. I have not been a person since my childhood, since my small childhood, to be the person that's wearing something with all of these colors, who's wearing something like tie-dye or yellow or golden or you know, whatever, right? And I was very black and white, like everything, like even like within aesthetics, like my apartment was black and white, like everything was just black and white, like literally down to the sheets, like everything was just black and white. It was like for a while life lost color, you know what I mean? And I wouldn't say that it's like damn, Spirit trying to show me something. Damn. I think they're trying to show me a movie where yes. Oh my gosh. Okay, thank you. So one of my favorite movies is the whole collection of Halloween Town High. I love Disney. On Halloween night, you know, I'll be watching Harry Potter. My mom didn't allow us to really go out and about. My older brother and my little brother would sneak out, you know, and go get the candy. But, you know, and I understand because, like, me and my sister, like, we're girls, you know, and it's fucking weirdos, whatever. Halloween night is the night where people be throwing all kind of low vibrational shit out, okay? So I get it. But I actually did not mind that, okay? I didn't mind it because as a child, I told everybody I did not like to sweat. So, okay, so I was like, you know, my mom would just go and buy a whole bunch of candy to where we didn't have to go out and get it. and I would park my ass in front of the Disney Channel, and I would watch like Halloween Town High, Halloween Town 2, Halloween, the original Halloween Town, whatever. But it was a clip in the movie that Spirit just showed me where Halloween Town had lost all of its color, and it was like gray, bland, like it was almost like the gross Sister Blue, if you ever watched Penny Proud. And so, and everybody was just like la la la, like there was no animation. Everybody lost their personality, like all of that. And it was because of, I think they called him the Shadow Man. I don't know, that guy or whatever who was trying to take control over Halloween Town, and they broke the curse and all this stuff, whatever. So it was almost like I went through something like that, where I was, and I don't even want to say it was a depression or anything. But it was just like, I honestly think, this is what I honestly think it was. I honestly think that I started trying to become what society was telling me to become. I started off trying to go to nursing school, knowing goddamn well I did not want to do that. And then I ended up switching to public relations and advertising, which I do. I love designing and all of that, but I feel like that field is whitewashed. I had reached out to every agency, every creative agency, everything, okay, in Houston, and literally did, like, it was like I just could not get my foot in the door. So I had to make my own opportunity. I went and I was working in education. That was a mess. I'm gonna be totally honest with you, but I absolutely love working with special needs kids. So I learned that about myself. I learned how compassionate I am, how selfless I am, and how giving I am, when for a long time I was like buying into the energy of like, oh, people think I'm cold-hearted, so that's what I am. So you see what I'm saying? Like how everything just happens and you learn more and more about yourself, and you get back to the essence and the core of yourself, which is connected to that inner child energy. That inner child does not care, right? Does not care what the patriarch got to say. It does not care about the rules and regulations of society. It does not care, you know. It's so unique, and it's so full of happiness and joy and passionate energy, and it's so colorful and vivacious, right? And so literally I just tapped back into that, because I was like, I noticed when I was like shopping for clothing and stuff, I was like I walked in my closet, which I just literally cleared out, Virgo energy, okay? What was it, like 3 days ago? But I had noticed I was wearing a lot of pinks. You know, pink is actually a very healing color, okay? It is connected to the heart chakra. I was wearing a lot of just colorful, and then even like my head wraps. I have a lot of like African head wraps that have like greens, yellows, blues, reds, like all of these colors. And I don't know if I'm like healing through color therapy, because that's a real thing. But hold on, okay. But anyway, it's almost like I have unlocked my inner child, and like I was saying, as a child, I was dressed very whimsical, and I even went through before I went through the phase of like trying to, I guess, I don't even want to call it fit in, because I didn't feel like I was trying to fit in, but it just, I don't know. But right up into that energy, I was wearing very quirky, I guess, like clothing, like very pattern based clothing. I was always thrifting for vintage finds, and this thing here was thrifted. But when you thrift, make sure you clean in the energy of whatever you're buying, you know. But I haven't done that in a long time. But I've always had like a uniqueness to me, you know, and that's just that Aquarius energy. Like, you can look at an Aquarius and be like, that person is just unique, eclectic, and different. Like, we just like some aliens, pretty much. And so now I always had that aspect about me, but then it was like I went through my vintage phase, And I used to be really, really into style, really, really into fashion. A lot of people, if you're from Houston, you remember my my fashion blog. I guess you could say I've always had something going on online. I've always had a platform. Okay, always had a platform. I even had a YouTube channel and if me and my sister would have kept that YouTube channel, we probably would have be up there with De'Ara and Ken right now. Okay, but we stopped. But going back to the message that I said in the other video, the other Soul School episode 4, I want to say it was at 3. Don't give up. Keep going. Keep going. Keep going. Keep going. Okay, because you may be right before you hit that diamond. But anyway, yeah. So I'm just like, the space that I'm in now. Like, I just urge you, because I went through some healing, and that's the thing. Every version of healing isn't going to be like, I'm writing it out, I'm journaling, I'm doing this. Everything isn't going to be so in your face, you know? And I speak to, you know, to my guardian angels, and I ask to be healed in my sleep. So, but that's what I'm saying. You can be talking through things and asking questions and working through things on an internal level, unlocking subconscious things and the self-limiting beliefs that came from childhood. You know, if you're speaking about your childhood and you're talking about your childhood and you're making all these realizations, right, mentally, and it's going all the way down to that subconscious, and you're like unlocking, like, oh, okay, well, that's why that was happening. That's why I was doing this as an adult. And it's like, boom, another phase has been unlocked. You know, sometimes healing is very fluid. You know, it's not always you know what I mean? Or it's sometimes, you know, like I use my healing blue candle, and it helped me phase out a lot of hurt and pain that I was going through with somebody. I guess, well, whatever, that I was going with somebody. Okay. And it really pushed me to heal the things that, like, pretty much I would have still been probably, I'm not sure, would have still been like stuck in that energy that it was, Spirit was like, it was time for you to heal. And so Spirit led me to do a healing candle with that Cancer moon. We had 2 Cancer moons within 1 month or something like that. I can't remember. And so it's like, you know, you need to use this energy so we can heal this, because this is something that we've been trying to get you to focus on. We've been trying to get you to heal, but for some reason it's not clicking. And so I use candle magic, you know, so that was one modality of healing. You know, journaling is another modality of healing, whatever. But sometimes you can, like, go to your mother or go to your father if you can, okay? Because I understand that people have strenuous relationships with their family members. Or even your siblings. Ask, how was I as a child? You know, how would you say that I'm different now as an adult than what I was as a child? Like, it helped me clear up some things. You know, I had a Ayanna Van Zant moment. Okay, funny enough, if y'all want to get on her show, she's actually, like, I randomly seen the tweet because I follow her on Instagram. She's looking for, like, families to fix their life. So if you're interested in that, go to her Twitter page, or whatever. But that's hilarious. But yeah, so I just want to encourage you at this moment in time, okay, this moment in time, to look into your inner child and to heal your inner child, okay? And one thing that is I guess like a signal or a sign that you've healed your inner child is your appearance. How you were as a child is starting to exude, or like that fun, that creative energy, that passionate energy is coming out. Very super creative energy. A lot of y'all don't know, but I love photography. I have a minor in art history. I love art history. I love going to the museum. Like, I absolutely love art. I absolutely love learning about art. Art teaches you about what at that moment, because when you study art, you study it by movements. So you have like the Dada movement or Dadaism, or you have the pre-Raphaelites, right? That was a movement, you know. Cubism was a movement. Surrealism was a movement. You know, just all of these things, even like performance art. But performance art just happens sometimes. So, but there was times where performance art was a movement, you know. What else? It was one German one that actually is still very loud right now. Shit. I can't think of it. It's something house. I can't think of it. But anyway. So, but at the time, you have to know, art history teaches you how to memorize things as well. Dates, times, movements, all of these things. But you have to also understand what was going on at that time, right? Within that art movement. Who was the king at that time? What was going on politically at that time? What war was happening at that time? You know, what were the social norms, the gender normative things that was going on at that time? You know, and how was this connecting to the art? You know, whatever. So, like, for instance, and this painting actually, Spirit popped this up to me in a Capricorn reading maybe 2 months ago, and it was the painting by Pablo Picasso, and it's called Guernica. And at that time, there was a war that was happening, okay, with the Spanish, I want to say, or either it was Spanish or Mexican, I can't remember. But the whole painting was about war, but it had a bull on it, and it had like certain little things. It had like a like kind of like an all-seeing eye, or like an evil eye looking thing that was like doubling as a lamp. All of these things, right? So you learn all of this stuff about the movements, like, you know, at that time. So that's what I'm saying. Like, me dressing how I'm dressing now, and you know, just whatever, all of these things. But let me get back to the photography. So I really love photography. So I was telling my sister, and my sister, she is a Libra rising, okay. Very aesthetic. Like, everything is aesthetic. And if y'all follow her, y'all know. And so, we like to go out, shoot, and our best friend, all three of us, and we've always done this even through college. Like, we went to the library one time and used like a white wall and I did a whole fashion shoot for like one of my best friends. And it was like, he still be posting pictures to this day, you know? So, I've been feeling the urge to when I say behind the camera, I'm saying behind the camera, okay? And I don't have no damn flashy ass $5,000 ass camera. I'm a person who uses what the hell they got, okay? I'm using the iPad right now. If I didn't have an iPad, I'll be using my phone, you know? Use what you got to make shit happen, you know? You don't have to have all of this stuff. I don't use no damn ring lights. I just, you know, hey, I just get up here and do whatever the hell I got to do, whatever Spirit is telling me to do, whatever the ancestors is telling me to speak on, okay? But that's a sign, you know, to and that's even connected to the inner child. The inner child is gonna go outside and make damn pies out of mud, you know, like you it's just a creative energy. So when you have that energy where you're lacking passion and you're lacking creativity, and you're picking up inspiration from people, and then you're kind of copying it, like, that's a sign of, like, what they be calling that? Is that called imposter syndrome? I don't know what the hell it's called. But you have to be, and this is why I say, I don't follow many healers. I don't follow many readers and stuff like that, in the sense of, like, I don't want anybody's messages to interfere with the messages that Spirit has for me to give to y'all. You see what I'm saying? Like, what I'm saying is, you can be scrolling on Instagram, whatever, and then you're like, oh, you know, oh shoot, somebody just booked the reading. Okay. But, you know, you scroll on Instagram and, like, you're seeing a lot about self-love, or you're seeing a lot about narcissism or whatever, you know, and then you all of a sudden realize that the next video that you're speaking on, or the next thing that you're doing, is connected to self-love or to narcissism. But that's not what spirit put on your heart. That's what you were seeing. You know what I mean? So I try to now I'll tap in with the healers that I really do feel like maybe they pick up on my energy, or I have like they have deep wisdom and knowledge. You know, it's like they're not really, it's like they're giving like wisdom and knowledge, like it's almost like a mentorship type energy, not like, oh, I'm scrolling and I'm, you know. So you have to be able to recognize when you're being influenced, okay? And and I see it happen all the time, because like for instance, there was like what's her name, and I actually like her channel, Charmed Intuition Tarot. I love the way that she's so like whimsical. She's so like she's theme oriented. She'll have like a 90s pick a card theme or whatever. So she was like doing pick a card readings, right? For the longest time. She was pulling charms and all of that for the longest time. That's something that she came up within herself. That's something that spirit dropped into her spirit, you know? Now it's pick a cards all over YouTube, you know? It's charm casting all over YouTube. Now I do follow one lady. She does crystal casting, which is freaking awesome. And she does them on a weekly basis. And I feel that she picks up on my energy pretty well, you know. That's what I always say. And then like, so with Charmed Intuition Tarot, I watch her things. I watch tarot for entertainment. I'm not always listening for a message, you know. I genuinely fuck with tarot. Like, I like tarot, you know. But so I watch it for entertainment. But now sometimes, like one time I was watching her I think it was like a weekly video or something like that, and she actually said my deceased brother's name. And sometimes that'll happen, you know. They're like, okay, well, you watching this, so let me just pop into that energy, you know. And she said his name, which is Greg. And I was like, hold up. And you know, like, she's not even a reader who's like very deep, and you know, it's very just lighthearted, you know, kind of just whimsical, fun energy. Like, she does tarot and it's like a fun thing, and she really enjoys it. She doesn't get into anything that's like too heavy or anything like that. But yeah, so that could be another sign. Like, you hit an energy where like it's like a writer's block or a creative block, and then you start kind of doing like repetitive things that you just see everybody else kind of doing, and it's just like, well, I gotta create something or whatever. So there's that. You can always write letters to your inner child. You can always try to sit and meditate on how you felt as a child, and things like that. And see, the inner child is something that I don't know, I just tapped into and started healing. So that, for me, I guess that was something that spirit wanted me to do. And even like as a child, I was always very confident, dancing, like just very high vibe and high spirited. And as I got older, I kind of like went in, like I started getting like more secluded. But my gifts were developing as well, and I just knew that I did not like being around a lot of people. And I was predicting shit. I wasn't telling nobody. I'm like, okay, how the hell did I know this was supposed to happen? Like, as a child, I had a dream where I was sitting at my grandparents' house, and I was in front of their little TV screen, and I saw a newscaster, and the newscaster seemed very futuristic at the time. The newscaster was saying like, Louisiana is underwater. It's underwater. It's gone. It's da da da. And Harvey came. That was Harvey. But I'm also hearing predictions like within 3 years that Louisiana will actually be underwater. So I don't know. So, but you see what I'm saying? Like, just certain things like that. I had a dream about my grandfather's passing, but I did not know it was my grandfather's passing until he passed. I was in the room that he passed in, and it was kind of a scary dream. I opened my mouth to call it to my papa, and I couldn't speak. So yeah. So, you know, just growing up and having gifts, developing and being more sensitive. Some stuff you just like, you know what? I don't like your damn vibe. Whatever. I remember my mom had dated this guy, and I was so disturbed by his energy that I literally cried and told my mom, like, you cannot talk to him. I don't know what the fuck is going on with that man. I said, he seemed very, you know, intelligent and cool and calm and collected on the surface. I said, but there is something wrong with him. Something wrong with him. And so she was like, oh my God, like, like, poor mom. She's like, fuck, I got 4 kids. I'm trying to have a dating life, you know. So, but I was like, just not that one, please. Please, Lord. Somebody right with him. And so, yeah, you know, just stuff like that. But I just encourage you to tap into the inner child at this moment in time, okay? And I'm just gonna pull a card. Let's see, a message regarding the inner child, Holy Spirit, and guides. Okay, that's too much. It's too much. Never too much. Never too much. Never too much. I'm actually going to pull it because I don't want it to flip and then I'm going to have to pick it up. So let's see. Mystery. Oh my gosh. Look at that. Look at that. Let's see. So yeah, you got mystery, and then again, spell for abundance is still at the bottom here. Which we just covered in the other, what was that, episode 3? Okay, so let's get into it. Yeah, so clearly a lot of us, the inner child needs to be explored because there's a lot of things that are mystified when it comes to that. It says, welcome mystery. This is the answer and the opening, the key to the locked door. Oh my gosh. Okay, the path through the thicket under a new moon. Trust in the thorns, trust in the dawn, trust that you will return again. Oh, this is so awesome. I love this deck. Y'all, this deck was like $50, but I absolutely love it. It was worth every penny. Honor that which cannot be known at this time. Within the yawning veil of mystery, there is a secret magic at work. What you cannot see has been made real for you, has not been made real for you yet. What you seek is still unfolding. Your task is to embrace the dazzling unknown that we each dance with daily. And that's exactly what I was talking about. Let me get y'all a little close up on that. Okay, yes. Okay. That's funny because with this palm here, I was talking to my best friend about how different his palm was. And you guys know I don't do palmistry, but I was like, I know your palm is different, brother. But anyway, I absolutely love that, you know. Spirit is just saying, like, things are still unfolding for you and they will come towards you in due time. And that's what I was saying about my journey with healing the inner child. It was like, I really can't tell you in a sense how I did it, but I know that for me, I talked through a lot of things. And it was just because, like, every Saturday, my family, like, or Saturday or Sunday, we just kind of all end up gathered in the front and we just end up like talking, or just me and my mom is like talking. I'm an air sign, I'm a talkative child, you know. Some days I'm very quiet and some days I talk a lot, so whatever. But this is very beautiful because, like, Spirit is just saying, like, the things will start to become available to you when you are supposed to heal them, you know. So it's almost like this energy of, like, just stay open and let it happen naturally and just flow with it, okay? Because that's pretty much what I did, and that's how I unlocked some things. And I unlocked a lot of my confidence because I had went through like a whole thing of just like not like lacking confidence, but just like, I don't know, it was like an energy like, I don't care, whatever, like, you know. And so now I'm just like, I don't know, it's like I have a light. My light is here. Like my glow is here. Like my internal light. I really don't know how to explain it. But yeah. So that is what healing the inner child has done for me. And so Spirit is saying right now, focus on healing the inner child. And I just heard anger. So some of you have some anger that's tied up within your childhood. If you feel like you cannot remember your childhood, you need to talk to people who were around you in your childhood. You need to even be able to unlock traumatic experiences that you are not willing, or at that time as a child, you were not willing to face. Very, very interesting. And for some of you, if someone tells you that they had a dream about your inner child visiting them, because that happened to me with my twin, and yeah, but of course he didn't. He's like a person like I'm not. Like I can't open up that deep to like I can't open up that deep. He'll open up like in like little schmidgens, but whatever. So, if you ever hear of anybody having a dream about your inner child, visiting them or something like that, listen, you know, because sometimes Spirit will use other vessels if they feel like they can't properly connect with you. And that's why I always say, number one on this channel, number one thing to learn in soul school right now, okay? You have to cultivate your spirit connection, period, poo, okay? So, now I done talked y'all ear off. I hope y'all have an amazing week. I feel like I'm gonna try to come back on here maybe like once a week, or I'll do like 2 episodes in one sitting. I don't know. Also thinking about getting my sister in on this. Okay, have a lot of fun and a lot of laughs. Okay, so yeah, just stay tuned. Sending y'all lots of love, lots of light, lots of peace, lots of abundance. Peace.